And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we see just how broken our justice system has become and how for the criminal and against the population they are obviously being. This article is sick in my honest opinion, and I personally am sick of these lawyers and judges forcing the UK people to pay for foreign criminals. It's titled, Somalian double scumbag 49 can stay in the UK after winning deportation battle on human rights grounds as judge says he will face degrading treatment in home nation due to his mental health. Degrading. Let me ask you this, you slimeball judge. Did the women face degradation during his attack? Did they? Of course they did. Scumbucket these people. I'm sick to death of hearing stories like this. I wonder how many human rights he afforded his victims, judge? The 49-year-old arrived in Britain in 2004 and claimed asylum, but the Home Office sought to deport him after he amassed 8 convictions in the space of 6 years. So this is a serial criminal then, that started his crime as soon as he got here, 8 convictions later in a 6-year period. Should, in my opinion, automatically discredit you from staying here on the very first charge. Am I wrong on that, everyone? Let me know if you think I'm wrong. Robbery, trying to pervert the course of justice, and raping 2 different women were among his offences. He used a knife during one rape and had been jailed for more than 7 years before being in immigration detention. A tribunal has heard he was aggressive and unacceptable while detained in prison. So even when caught, this monster continued to be aggressive. Aggressively kick him out then. You have no right to stay here. You afforded your victims no rights, so why should you get any? Is my personal opinion. I believe you commit serious crime, you give up your human rights as a result. But concerns over the quality of mental health provisions in Somalia mean he will be able to stay in the UK. According to these judges, is it everywhere in the world is worse than here, so therefore everybody has the chance to stay? Because that's the way it seems, isn't it? Oh, we can't send him back to Somalia. It's not nice there. Who cares? At this point, who cares? Serious crime should be punished. An immigration tribunal judgment heard, while at HMP Stafford, he was not always able to behave appropriately. He was assessed as posing a high risk of serious harm to the public. Great. An immigration judge accepted mental health care was extremely poor in Somalia. Who cares? They always say they're mental, don't they? Have you noticed that? They always say they're mental. How about not mental, just a vicious monster? You can be either, you know, judges. Absolutely don't care. You didn't care about your victims. Why, I ask, should we? And that those with mental health issues, particularly those who are aggressive, were often stigmatised, considered possessed and subject to inhuman and degrading treatment. Degrading treatment, you heard that right. Degrading treatment. What do you think fiddling a woman does? Do you think that's degrading? Both within society and families, including stoning and chaining. I'll be honest, I'm not surprised to get that. After all, even we branded this monster a high risk of serious harm to the public. So I can understand why they would ostracise and stigmatise and treat them like lesser of a person, considering their actions prove that they are. Am I wrong on that? What's my opinion on all of this? As I said earlier, serious crime against person makes you a monster, and as such shouldn't have the right to stay here given you've never stopped being a threat. The judges that allowed this monster to stay are, in my honest opinion, as much of a threat to the public as this scumbag. Imagine how this monster's victims are feeling. No justice for them, is there? I also wonder if it was, say, a female relative of the rich judge, would he be so human right, Would he? Of course he wouldn't. It's alright if it's you, but I'd like to know your opinion, everyone. I'd like to know what you think of this. It's more disgracefulness, isn't it? It seems to be that the criminals have more rights than the people that live in the country. Am I wrong?
I've got something to say. Not about him, he's just a vile piece of thing. I don't want to entertain it. The mental health side, it seems to be mental health this, mental health that. So
mental health at the minute can just be you're not doing as we think you should do, so therefore you must be mental.
Regardless whether he's got mental health issues or not, I think it should just be struck out of court for using that altogether now, because it's unfair on the actual people that do have serious mental health issues.
I don't care if where you came from is worse. If you come here to a so-called, in the judge's eyes, better country, and you still treat it like it's this, you have no right to say, you can't send me back to my own country because it's not very nice there. Well, you had the chance for nice and you effed it up.
sent back home in any way if you commit a crime, like say
Deported, you'd like to think so, yeah?
that's it.
You'd like to think so, but he's been in immigration detention. He was in jail for 7 years and now he's in immigration detention since 2004. This was actually one of the wombles that was taken off the last... You remember the last flight where they got all of the deportees taken off because of, you know, fifis? This was one of them.
But say I come from France and killed someone, would I not then get sent over to France?
Oh, everywhere else in the world deports. Oh yeah, everyone else deports criminals. It's only us that doesn't. And it's for human rights, because we've got to think of his fucking fifis. But anyway, I'd like to know your opinion. I think it's disgraceful. I'd like to know if you think it's the same. Does anyone know what we can do about this? Because it doesn't seem to be that the Tories are going to do anything about the court system and the lawyers and the judges. They're just going to moan about it, aren't they? They're just going to use that as an excuse and say, well, it's not us doing it, is it? We tried, but they got them all took off. What can we do about it? Well, I'll tell you what you can do. You can change the frigging laws. That's what you can do. You can make it so that judges aren't able to send them back, to keep them here over human rights. How about that one for a start? If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, share it out, everyone. Sorry for getting mad, but this one is annoying, isn't it? Stay sane. I'll see you on the next one.